Spring feels like a sort of poem written by the earth. The ripening fruit and lengthening days are like verses being spread through the hills. The seasons seem to paint the landscape with their perpetual brush. Each day the light shifts and changes. The mountains are the only constant in the forever moving landscape. We see ourselves reflected in the seasons, like brushstrokes on canvas or water in the stream. We flow and shift, moving with these cycles of nature. In spring, it feels like the world is waking up, and we feel ourselves rise too. We grow with spring's blooms, our minds stretching with the afternoon shadows, our inspiration flowing with the tide of the stream.
See the sun finds a cloud.
In the forever shifting season, finding stillness is so important. I think that documenting the beauty of the land lets us pause for a second and truly see the majesty of it all. Julia is painting this self-portrait landscape of herself beneath the mountains, capturing this indescribable movement and our place within it. Watching her paint always reminds me of seeing the seasons unfurl. Each movement, each stroke, each shift and change is so sure of itself. And slowly, thousands of small moments uncover this whole new world. The shifting seasons remind us to appreciate the beauty of each day. It's easy to think forward to summer or back to winter and to wish for a different time. But there is so much beauty in each moment. I always try to remember that the seasons are out of our control. The rain fills the creeks and rivers. It nourishes the gardens, forests and soil. The sun's light fosters the fruit trees and flowers to blossom. Nature teaches you to celebrate it all.
For the past year, we've been working on this book which encompasses everything. We wrote it in a cycle of the seasons, a year of sitting under these mountains and documenting and sharing it all. There are paintings and drawings and poems and so many stories, and we just can't wait to share it with you. Thank you so much to everyone who has already pre-ordered this. It just means so much to us, and it means a lot for the success of the book, so we're so grateful. We just want to get it out into the world. And if you haven't pre-ordered already, you can do that in the link in our description, and it would mean so much to us. We just still can't believe that we've crafted something that's so true to us, something that encompasses everything that we believe. We can't wait until we can share it with you.
My favourite way to connect with the seasons is through food. We are so lucky that here on the farm there is always something in season. The last winter fruits still fill the trees. There are custard apples, mandarins, oranges, kiwis, carambolas, and so many avocados.
Hello.
Each perfect fruit feels like a miracle. In winter, when we need it and are craving vitamin C, the trees are filled with citrus. It feels like nature always knows what you need, and soon we'll move into the season for black sapotes, mulberries and raspberries.
No, none for you. You don't even like lemons.
It is the seasons that make these tastes so special. The mulberries of the dry and the jaboticabas of the wet. Winter's kiwis and autumn's jackfruit. The way that they grow alongside the veggies and spices that complement their flavour. This rhythm is curated. We need no recipe book but the one that nature gives us. The sheep agree, and they go about their day bouncing from fruit tree to fruit tree, always excited for the next season.
Everybody, there's one in your back. Lanky boy, don't eat the lemons. Oh, I'm sorry, love.
My Palomino horse through the countryside. They won't let me drive, so I ride. Waltzing along me and my friend, and the willy wagtails and the whiptail woolies calling out to me and my pony.
Everything in this tart is from the farm, except for the coconut oil, honey, and buckwheat. It's not tropical enough here to grow coconuts, but we would love to have our own honeybees. We're just wary because there are a lot of native bees around here. For now, we just buy local honey. Buckwheat we could also work on. Our neighbour grew a test patch and it grew really well here, except that it would take so many plants to grow enough flour for everything. Every day, it feels like we are given gifts by nature, the sun on our face or the food that feeds us. We always feel this need to give back, and most things that we do are guided by this. Our days in the garden or out in the forest pulling weeds. But I think that just creating is this soft and meaningful way that we can give back. It shows our appreciation for the earth. And I don't think that it has to be grand gestures or massive paintings, but we can approach each day with creativity. And I think in that we can grow so much. When I hear people say, "I'm not creative," I just don't believe them. I think creativity isn't the ability to craft, but it's more just a way to view the world. And you don't need skills for that. It can be simply appreciating the view or seeing a shape within a cloud. It can be the way that we use our hands, but even more, I think it's the way that we use our minds. This is why I think that one of the most radical ways that we can work with nature is just to appreciate it. Just to sit and be held by the water, cradled by the sun.
Springtime is here again.
So often, humans believe that we are separate from nature, that nature is somewhere to explore or something to protect. And it is all of these things, but also, it is us. It is our home, our lives, our future, and our past. We have never and will never be separate from nature.
I'm on top, I'm kind and happy. But how gracious will I be when the attention turns its lights out on me?
Even in the dry spring, this creek flows with ease. Water from the springs high in the mountains and the thunderstorm's downpour are caught and held between these boulders. We see our world reflected back under the palm trees and mountain shadow.
So I could turn back to my youthful
Water paints the world in its glistening light. It shows this utopia of reflections, and we immerse ourselves in it. It feels like a celebration of the seasons to swim in the waters. As summer comes, these creeks will fill with heavy rains, then fall again in winter. But for now, they sit, softly flowing. So we sit with them, and slow. There is always something to learn from the water.
Drunk on sea, toss me over, leave me be.
This is the final piece in a really, really big body of work that I've been working on. Gosh, maybe for years now. And at this point, looking back, it just feels incredible to have all of these paintings documenting different periods and feelings and emotions. It feels like the most human thing to want to express ourselves and document the beauty and the pain of life, and to have this whole big body of work that shows us and the landscape as it shifts and changes is just a really special thing. So just as I'm finishing this one, I'm kind of reflecting on all these different special paintings that show these amazing moments throughout the years of struggle and hardship, but also so much beauty and the landscape and its awe and wonder. So I'm feeling a bit reflective and a bit grateful to have this whole big series.
Some go straight like the old pine tree. I prefer to be twisted out, crooked and free. Even if I lose my wings and feel it all in winter breeze. Music swaying like a sheet. We dance on waves while others sing. Music rocking like a ball.
I can't believe it, but I'm done. It's been such a big journey, but I'm here and I think it's beautiful. I think I'm really proud of it. It's funny, I'm always strange about paintings of myself, but this one feels special. It's really captured that special feeling of the mist hitting the hills in the morning. Things are so large, so it takes a lot of energy to even just do the strokes to fill them out. And at the end, I'm always really tired. It kind of does feel like this magical dance though, where the painting's just slowly emerging from the canvas as I move, and I really get into this rhythm of just filling out space and colour and form
and then something special usually emerges. This painting and so many others are in our book, so please pre-order now. You can follow the link in our description, which will take you to the best place in your country to pre-order. The music in this video is by Leah Senior, and you can find her links in our description too. Thanks so much to our patrons for supporting our work and being part of this wonderful community.